The plan wasn't a sniper's bullet or a hidden bomb. It was far more dangerous. Trust. President Ibrahim Traoré had survived coups, assassins, and foreign spies, but nothing prepared him for the morning when betrayal sat just meters away, behind the wheel of his own car. Ouagadougou woke under a low, dusty haze. Engines growled, radios crackled, and a line of black SUVs crawled through the capital's narrow streets. Soldiers scanned rooftops, rifles ready, eyes sharp. Yet the real danger wasn't in the shadows. It was in the driver's seat. Jean-Pierre, Ibrahim's loyal driver for years, gripped the wheel. He wasn't just a chauffeur, he was family. Once, in a rebel ambush, he had dragged Ibrahim from a burning jeep under gunfire. That kind of loyalty forged trust stronger than steel. "Let's move," Ibrahim said, sliding into the back seat. He adjusted his jacket and glanced at his watch. The speech on the economy was hours away. "Morning, Jean-Pierre." "Morning, sir." But something was wrong. Jean-Pierre's hands trembled on the wheel. His stare was fixed, pale, haunted. Weeks earlier, men in foreign suits had cornered him with an offer, money enough to erase his debts and disappear. When he resisted, they reminded him where his children went to school. The mission was simple: crash the president's car, make it look like an accident. The convoy rolled eastward along a mountain road. To the right, a sheer cliff dropped into endless rock. Ibrahim looked up from his notes. "Everything all right?" "Yes, sir," Jean-Pierre muttered, jaw tight. Then came the first swerve. The SUV jolted hard right. Ibrahim slammed against the door. Tires screamed, dust exploded in the air. "Jean-Pierre, what are you doing?" Ibrahim shouted. No reply. Another violent turn, this time deliberate. The cliff's edge blurred past. Ibrahim lunged forward, seizing the wheel. Too late. The car broke through the edge and plunged into empty space. For a heartbeat they were weightless. The world tilted, metal shrieked, glass shattered. Then, impact. The SUV slammed onto a rocky ledge, crumpling like paper. Darkness. When Ibrahim opened his eyes, everything burned. Blood filled his mouth, smoke choked his lungs. He clawed at the seatbelt, tore free, and dragged himself out through a shattered window. He collapsed onto scorched dirt, alive but barely. The SUV had landed short of the full drop. A miracle. Boots thundered above. Soldiers scrambled down the slope. "Mr. President," Zongo gripped his arm. "I'll live," Ibrahim rasped, coughing blood. "Jean-Pierre." Zongo's face hardened. Gone. Two guards lifted Ibrahim up the slope. Every breath was pain, but worse was the truth. The man he once called brother had tried to kill him. "Find him alive," Ibrahim whispered to Zongo. His eyes, bloodshot but unbroken, burned with resolve. That night, Ibrahim lay bandaged in a countryside safehouse. Painkillers dulled his body, but not the rage. They had tried to erase him, failed. At dawn, he gave an order. No convoy, no armor, just a motorcycle. His young aide nearly fainted. "Sir, you can't be serious." "I am," Ibrahim said, fastening a dented helmet. "They must see I'm still standing." And so he rode, through dusty streets, past startled shopkeepers and villagers. No sirens, no guards, just a man and his machine. People froze, then erupted. Some cried, others clapped. Children ran barefoot to the roadside, cheering. A woman at the market called, "Stay strong." That ride wasn't escape, it was defiance. A message to enemies near and far. You failed. But betrayal cut deeper. Jean-Pierre had disappeared, shielded by powerful hands. Zongo brought reports to the safehouse. Burner phones, encrypted traffic, foreign servers, Western accents. "They've been feeding intel to businessmen, ex-officers, and even one of your old ministers," Zongo said. Ibrahim clenched his fists. "They aren't afraid of me. They're afraid of what we're building. A Burkina Faso that owns its gold, its soil, its future." The picture grew darker. Mining contracts tilted to foreign firms, NGOs rewriting curriculums, embassies using youth programs as recruitment pools. Colonialism had changed its mask. No rifles,
just contracts and consultants. They don't need bullets, they use signatures. The turning point came when Zongo tracked Jean-Pierre to a guarded compound outside the capital. Ibrahim made the call himself. "I'll go." "Sir, I need to see his eyes." That night, under rain-scented skies, a sedan pulled up. Jean-Pierre stepped out, thinner, broken. His voice shook. "Ibrahim, I never wanted this. They threatened my children. I thought I was protecting them." "You didn't protect anyone," Ibrahim said, voice cold. "You almost destroyed everything." Jean-Pierre fell to his knees. "I didn't know who to trust." "You had a choice, and you chose wrong." From the shadows, Zongo's men moved in, swift and silent. Jean-Pierre didn't resist. He was taken away in cuffs, alive, but no longer free. Back in the war room, Ibrahim faced his officers. Files spread across the table. Emails, bank transfers, satellite images. Proof of the foreign web strangling his country. They tried with lies. We answer with truth. Every name, every account. We show the people everything. But the battle wasn't over. Mercenaries armed with foreign tech advanced toward the capital. Zongo slammed a map down. "They move tonight. If they breach these lines, they'll reach the palace in under an hour." "Then they don't get through," Ibrahim said. At dawn, the invaders came. Drones buzzed overhead. Squads moved in formation. But the streets belonged to the people. Barricades rose. Smoke bombs confused the enemy. Civilians carried ammo, water, and the wounded. Teachers, farmers, teenagers, all fighting back. Ibrahim wasn't hidden in a bunker. He rode his motorcycle into the fray. Dust clung to his jacket. Smoke stung his eyes, but his presence lit the defenders' spirit. "They brought machines," a girl with blood on her sleeve shouted, grinning. "But we brought heart." By noon, the mercenaries faltered. By afternoon, they fled. By evening, the capital stood free. 3 days later, Ibrahim stood before a plain microphone. No suit, no ceremony, just dust on his boots. "3 days ago," he began, "they came with drones, money, and guns. We stood with nothing but our will, and we did not fall." The crowd roared, but Ibrahim raised a hand. "This victory is not mine. It belongs to every arm that held the line, every voice that said no more. They will come again with media, with banks, with politics, but now they know. Burkina Faso does not kneel. Africa does not fold." The words carried beyond borders. From Dakar to Nairobi, whispers spread into shouts. Hope. That night, Ibrahim walked the battered streets with Zongo. "They'll try again," Zongo said quietly. "Let them," Ibrahim replied. "They won't get far, because this was no longer about one man. It was about a people who had tasted their own strength. The real enemy wasn't guns or mercenaries. It was the lie that Africa must always kneel. And Ibrahim Traoré was ready to bury that lie forever. True liberation is not survival. It is dignity, unity, and the courage to stand. Burkina Faso had stood, and in doing so, lit a path for others. This was not just a story. It was a fight for dignity, unity, and hope. If it inspired you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us bring more stories of courage to light. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss the next chapter.